Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where I was just taking a little bit of a look around to see what our next ideas are going to be. And to be honest, the idea is attack Bengal. But there are some important developments going on over here. Greece has lost a lot of territory to Venice, so that's kind of a big deal. But the bigger deal here, perhaps even the biggest of deals, is that the Ottomans are a vassal of Portugal. And that is why Portugal is entering into support independence for some of our territories. Now, we can't directly fight Portugal. You might ask why. The reason for that is because Portugal is allied with Spain, and we can't fight Spain directly. Spain is just too strong at this moment. They're like the only people, maybe Austria. I think we could fight Austria. But Spain is like the only people we can't fight at this point. So we're not going to be going this direction for the time being anyway. We do have some more annexations to do. I'd like to go in and attack Georgia. They're allied with Greece and Gazimuk, and they have Trebizond as their vassal. Okay, they're currently fighting Savoy. For now, we're going to actually probably go after them. Do we have a CB up here? I mean, we've got imperialism, which is okay. Greece and Gazimuk would not join right now. Interesting. I hadn't looked at that. I just kind of discovered the Ottomans being the vassal of Portugal and was like, well, that's good enough. And, I mean, yeah, that is good enough in terms of, like, content, but it's not a plan, exactly. But I think attacking Georgia is a good plan here. It would be a pretty easy war for us, and we're not really in a position to attack Bengal immediately. We want to let our manpower regenerate for a bit and work on some annexations here. Now Greece would join. Do we care, though? No, the answer is no, we don't. We have no diplomats. We can pull this guy back, so we've got about 20 days. For now, that's fine. We don't care about Gazimuk joining either. Where is Gazimuk these days? Oh, by the way, Russia has, Russia is Scandinavia now, so that's a thing. That's a thing. But beyond that, we do want to declare this war basically now. Greece has 5 reasons to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Most of these armies are not needed for war, to be honest. We are going to drill here, we're going to drill here, we're going to drill here, and we're going to drill here. And we'll build a supply depot up there. Okay. So that all looks fine for now. We're going to attack Georgia over this way. And the question is, what exactly is our goal for this war? Well, that's an interesting question. No doubt about that. I'm not entirely certain that we're going to be able to take over all of Georgia, let alone Trebizond here, so we'll see how that ends up going. For the time being, we're just pushing in here. Do we want to get a diplomatic idea? No, we want to get a dip tech. Absolutely. We'd like to get an admin tech, too. We're not ahead of time in admin, and we're going to have to spend some admin power after this war. So that's going to be a little concerning. Actually, +1 stability for free there, bringing us up to 3 stability is great. We can get this core, or rather this state made. That allows us to make full cores. We still have a bit of an admin power deficit, so we're not really in the biggest of hurries here. There is that. Trebizond is going to get taken over there. Now, Greece did join this, correct? Correct. Okay, just wanted to double check that. We're going to take over the Georgian capital here, and the question is, how much can we actually take? So, I highly doubt that we can vassalize Greece. Yeah, 574%. Georgia, we could theoretically vassalize. But do we want to? We may be better off just taking all of this territory outright. And even taking some of this Greek territory up here. We can't demand it as of this moment, but, I mean, we haven't expanded this direction all that much for a while. And it's relatively safe for us to expand out here. So that's actually a pretty decent amount of territory we can get. We can even start taking some territory up here in Anatolia proper. I mean, it's, you know, Greece. But we can start doing some of that, for sure. We'll get some of these cores going. We need admin power. We're still focusing diplomatic power, and that's fine for the moment. That's absolutely fine for the moment. We've still got too many diplomatic relations. We're working on it. We just don't want to vassalize anything right now, right? So we're going to need 42 admin power here. Noted. Yeah, this isn't going to be too complicated of a war, all things considered. This is going to be a very simple one, and that's kind of the reason why this one was the one that was declared, right? So that's absolutely fine. We're going to get this core done on the next month tick. That'll be absolutely wonderful. There we go. And then the question becomes, how much of Greece can we actually get away with taking? Well, I'm pretty sure we can't separate piece them because we can't make it a core. But we could take territory down here. Like that. That's a lot of aggressive expansion. Including with Austria. Okay, that is noted. We might be able to work with that, though. We're not going to want to expand further out in this direction for a while, right? But that would be reasonably fine. So we can progress forward over here. We just gained Socotra as a core. Lithuania entered into a military alliance with Greece. Okay, that's probably fine. I don't expect them to actually join here. Even if they do, the war is functionally over. So that's reasonably fine. We're just going to continue to push through Greece over here, and our vassals are helping out, so that's absolutely wonderful. We're having basically no one opposing us, which is great. We're very, very happy about that. So we'll just continue to push through. Where is the Greek capital? I guess it's down over here. We don't have any real way to get there unless we got access through Venice, which, by the way, Venice is going to be upset about this, right? Okay, so Austria does not get aggressive expansion over here, I don't think. They actually might. That's noted. Austria getting that aggressive expansion could be problematic for us. We'll keep an eye on that situation. For now, we're going to take the ducats here, and I do want to invest these ducats. Let's invest them in no great mosques, in 2 counting houses, but mostly this is going to be manufactories. We'd love to build additional furnaces, but we've got the only furnace constructing that we can right now. So we'll just get some manufactories built up. That'll be absolutely fine for that cash. Wonderful. And we're just going to continue to take over large chunks of Greece at this moment. Who's up over here? Hassa? I kind of want you to, like, take over all of this stuff since you're over on this side already. We could theoretically be fairly messed with by controlling that crossing, right? So in that case, Hassa should just occupy everything out over here. There we go. Nationalism CB against Manchu. That seems fine. Okay. These guys are black flagged right now. That's awkward for them. But we're just going to get all of this territory over here taken over. So this seems fine. Do we want a national tax modifier here? Honestly, kinda. Yeah, we'll take it. National tax modifier is absolutely wonderful. And our manpower is kind of holding firm at this moment. We are taking attrition down here. I'm going to build a supply depot there. Okay, these guys are not really a concern. Hassa's nearly got all of this taken over, so that is wonderful. If we were to look directly at Greece here, they have 180 reasons to not accept this right now. Actually, Arabia's managed to get down here. Did they negotiate passage through Venice? Actually, yes, they did. Good job, Arabia. I like it. That's very solid. So the main concern with this war and what are overall goals from it, the main concern here is Austria. No doubt about that. I do see the Greek army over here. It is actually losing to Hassa's smaller army. That's impressive. Austria just rivaled us. Okay. We are, I think, slightly stronger than Austria right now. But if Austria joins a coalition with all of the usual suspects, problems would ensue. That would be the issue. So the question is, how much do we care about that? I mean, we do have Jampur on our side. Or rather, Gujarat. we may want to start thinking about making friends with someone else. Like perhaps Spain? I mean, obviously they wouldn't accept vassalization, but how close are they to an alliance? 79 reasons? Okay, we might be able to get there after this war. If we were able to do that, that would be incredible. I really want to see Athens fall here, and in fact, it does. So Greece is now 158 reasons away from this. Okay, that's a lot of reasons, but we'll get there. Yes, we're going to take as much admin power as we can get right now. We absolutely could use additional admin power. Okay, we are taking attrition in a number of locations now. So we need a supply depot in Samarkand. We are taking attrition up here, but that is because it's winter. There's not a lot we can do about that right now other than split that unit up. We're holding even on our manpower throughout the winter, so I think that's reasonably fine. We're going to continue to invade over here. Wonderful. We're at 70% war score right now. Greece is offering us peace, and we are going to decline that. The real question is, do we actually want to maximize this? Lithuania would be at 54. Austria would now be at 57. This is an awful lot of aggressive expansion. There's no doubt about that. And there are some reasonably powerful people here. We've got Jampur, we've got Austria, we've got Lithuania. Russia's not really in that category anymore. Yeah, it could be dangerous. No doubt about it. Do we throw caution to the wind? That's the question. And I think the answer to that is obviously. Like, yes. Yes, we throw caution to the wind. Obviously. I don't know why this is even a question. We just have to be aware that this is very likely going to be a problem. I do expect a coalition against us if we do this, to be clear. So we're 84% war score right now. These guys are just kind of running about. Okay. Now we're at 85% war score. We're just continuing to make our way through here and siege all of this up, right? So that's okay for now. Our manpower is growing again. The real question that I have is, how likely will it be that these guys want to attack us? So Lithuania is reasonably strong. They're going to be very angry once we get this done. So that's noted. We have 115 reasons not to accept this still. That's actually a lot of reasons, considering how poorly Greece is doing here. They have very little left, actually. We're at 90% war score here. Okay, we managed to get out over this way. I like it. And we're going to head on out. Wonderful. We're just going to finish occupying over here. The Siege of Thames. Okay. That's up over here. That's Transylvania. It's a vassal of Greece. Okay, that's interesting. But we're not too concerned about that as of right now. We do see these rebels over here. Our vassal is going to handle that for us. That is magnificent. And Greece wants peace. Everyone wants peace here. I want peace here. The question is, does Greece want the peace that we want to give them? And the answer is no. They've got 75 reasons not to, and we need Greece to be the ones to peace out here, to be honest. So we need to continue to occupy over this way. We do see our vassal losing down over here, although these guys might be strong enough at this point. We'll see. I'm going to split off this unit over here, and we're just going to grab both of these. Okay, rebels down over here. That's under control. No problem whatsoever. Austria entered into a treaty of support for independence with our disloyal subject Armenia. That is not shocking. Not shocking at all. They rivaled us, so that is absolutely expected at this point. Okay, so we have all of Greece's Anatolian holdings under control now. What is Greece at? Still 62 reasons. We've only got 83 war score from them. 78 from demands exceed war score. So yeah, that's kind of a lot. No doubt about that. We're going to have to come down here with our army. We're just grouping them up here, and we're just going to make our way down and take over these last couple of areas, or at least fight them over here. That'll be the idea. Gujarat is planning to attack Jampur in a war of aggression. They're going to call us into that, and we're kind of interested in joining that, to be honest. We can grab an admin tech. I think that's a bad idea at this moment. I think that we do not want to grab an admin tech. What I do want to do is stack wipe these armies down here. There we go. Phenomenal. That got us some war score there. We're now at 100 war score, and they have unconditionally surrendered. But not Greece. Greece has not unconditionally surrendered. They would not accept our terms at this moment. So we're just going to have to continue to get more war score against Greece. Okay. These guys are just kind of parking here. So how much war score do we have against Greece right now? 86? I think we're going to have to back off on our claims here. What else can we take from them to get additional war score? There's just a couple of provinces out over here that I know of. Unless they have, like, colonies somewhere, but that would seem unlikely. So in that case, honestly, it would probably be safest for us to back off of this anyway and have it be something more like this, or... I mean, how much would that give us? This would be a lot safer. A whole lot safer. They wouldn't accept that. What would that actually be, hypothetically? That would be less aggressive expansion, for sure. That's acceptable, I think. Yeah, they would accept this. That's pretty decent. It's not quite as good, but it's way safer for us, and overall, I think it's just better. So I think we send this demand for Greece, and we take a hefty amount of land from them. So we would have to use our fleet here. We should get black flagged. Okay. So we're just going to walk back black flagged. That'll be okay. Now we're going to max out our military power very soon. The question is, how close are we to actually having enough to be able to do this, right? The current cost is 1149. We can't actually get to that because our military tech power will be maxed out. So, I mean, we're going to max that out quite soon here. These guys would be able to build a supply depot, and that would buy us a little bit of time anyway. So that'll be fine for now. We're going to have to start coring some of these. We can only core one of these provinces. So that's going to be a little bit of a slow period of time, right? We're going to have to wait a few days for our diplomat to come back here. And that'll be okay. There we go. Diplomat is back, and now we need to do this peace deal. So, who is going to be angry? The answer is Greece, Egypt, Hadramut, Wallachia, Sind, Russia, Kazan, Savoy, Lithuania, Jampur, Delhi, and Austria. Austria will be at exactly minus 50 for this. We might be able to tone that back a little bit. Does Armenia have claims on any of these? No, but as a hypothetical, what if we gave these to Armenia? Would that be more or less aggressive expansion if we gave them these three provinces? Or would it be exactly the same? It would be exactly the same. Okay, in that case, I don't want to give them to Armenia because Armenia is, of course... I want to occupy this ourselves. Armenia is, of course, disloyal. So that's absolutely fine. We can just take these over ourselves. And I think what we end up doing here is we take all of this territory, yes, but we give it a little time. Because what we need to do is we need to wait until we are much closer to the new year. So we're going to give it a couple of month ticks here. Not many at all. We're in November right now, so it's not going to be too bad. Now, Austria's aggressive opinion, or aggressive expansion opinion of us is already at 33. So we can actually wait until after the new year to do this in hopes that Austria will never join that faction. Lithuania alone might be a problem. So we're going to tick forward until after the new year. And there we go. That's after the new year. We look at Austria and we can see they have gone from 33 to 30 aggressive expansion. So now, if we do this, we can see the list of countries is now Greece, Egypt, Hadramut, Wallachia, Sind, Russia, Savoy, Lithuania, and Jampur. That is acceptable. Okay, that sounds great. We're going to send that demand. Beautiful. So that's a lot of additional territory out here in the, like, Anatolian region, right? So that is great. We need to core as much as we can. We have very high overextension right now, and we can't core much of this. So we got to get going on that. Absolutely. Lithuania entered into a treaty of support independence with Armenia. That is not shocking. That is not shocking in the slightest. I'm going to leave these guys somewhere over here. I don't really love sitting in Adana here. Maybe we move back to Tikrit. Yeah, I think that's okay. We're going to need to core these as rapidly as possible. Hadramut did enter into a military coalition, as did Savoy. Those two are not particularly worrisome. However, I do want to take a look here. We could expand our armies. I kind of want to make a new army rather than expanding our existing army, since we know that we have an issue with supply limits. So to that end, we could exceed it a little bit. We've got plenty of cash, and we'll grow into that. So I think what we're going to do here is we are going to somewhere over... Where do we want it? I think somewhere out over here. Maybe in, like, Sava or Calm? Calm. Okay. We're going to recruit a regiment of infantry here. Just the singular regiment. Who else is going to join this coalition? Probably... I mean, if Lithuania joins, then we have problems. Otherwise, I feel like we don't. Now, we're going to have some revolts. Absolutely, this is going to happen. We've got a lot of overextension right now. This is a vassal revolt, and we don't actually care too much about that. A lot of overextension, and we can't core a lot of this yet. We will get to the point where we can core it, but we're not there yet. But I do want to recruit in. Our current size is 36, 4, 18. Okay. We're going to recruit up 36, 4, and 18. There we go. So we're going to get that pouring on in, getting ourselves another army here. Lithuania entered the military coalition. We are going to be recruiting here. That will change our on-paper appearance, right? Lithuania is at 50 right now. As long as this doesn't get declared until after the new year, then it should be fine. Wallachia entered into a coalition against us. This is all relatively expected for the moment. I see that Gujarat declared on Jaunpur. They did not call us into that, interestingly. So that's good to know. We cannot get Miltech 26 just yet. That is, I think, going to be a next year sort of thing, perhaps. Now, we are currently capped out on our Miltech, and to that end, I'm going to recruit in a general here, and we're going to get this unit drilling. Okay. So far, so good. What we need right now is to just not get declared on, right? That is the current goal. We can invest in admin tech, and we know it's going to take a while to core all of this, so I'm actually going to grab this. That'll boost our production efficiency and help our corruption. So that'll be relatively good. We can grab a new idea group if we want one. Can we grab a military group? We could. Do we want a military idea group? National manpower modifier. Just flat morale of armies in defensive ideas. Reinforced speed, garrison size, land leader maneuver, maintenance modifier. This is mediocre in my opinion. So what would we want here? Administrative? Administrative might not be bad. Another interesting one would be religious, but I feel like humanist basically covers that for us. So I think for now we'll take administrative. I'm not planning on filling that out anytime soon. We've got a bunch of admin idea groups here, and we may actually want to swap over. We're at 0 diplomatic power monthly right now. We're at 13 admin power monthly. I was going to say we may want to swap over to focusing admin, but I feel like we're okay on that front. Okay. So that'll be fine for now. We are boosting up our on-paper power level. Sunni zealots out over here. Armenia should be able to handle that, no problem. We can seize some land, and I'm going to do so. Just checking our happiness levels. Looks good. And we have suffered some casualties. Let's see, we're out over here. Yeah, we need to make our way back up. That'll be fine. It looks like Gujarat has this war with Jaunpur under control, so we are relatively happy with that. Do we want to go on a Hajj? I mean, we could spend 684 ducats. I mean, we don't need the legitimacy, though. We'll take the prestige. We're capped on our military power right now. So that's definitely noted. And note how no one has pulled the trigger on this coalition and people have stopped joining the coalition. That's a good sign. It is currently September. Lithuania is at exactly 50 aggressive expansion. There are Turkish separatists. Okay, Sind joined the coalition. Is Arabia going to win that? They are. That was very convenient. Okay, so Sind joined the coalition. We don't really care about that exactly. So for the moment, that's reasonably fine. We're continuing to annex here. And we've just about got this all put together, right? I'm going to build a supply depot here because we're going to need it. We don't need it yet. But once these forces move in, we will need it. So that'll be absolutely fine, and that'll mean that we have some of this going on. Austria entered into a treaty of support for independence. That's not shocking. That seems to just be what they're doing. We have an heir to the throne. Okay. Sure. Seems absolutely fine. So I want to check in on our military situation. 348 out of 323. That's fine. No issues at all here. The only major issue right now that we're having, well, we need to deal with this. That is something that our vassals are unlikely to handle for us. So we're going to make our way up and do that. The major issue right now is the coalition, right? It is January, though, and Lithuania is now at 1.9 yearly, or actually at minus 48 from aggressive expansion. So that means that they're not willing to join anymore. They're already in, though, so they might stay in for a little bit. That said, I am going to restart the game soon because we'll have a new episode, and they might choose to leave when we restart the game. So we'll see how that ends up going, but that's entirely up to Lithuania. But at this point, I feel like we're in a reasonable position. Nobody has really declared this war, and I kind of don't expect them to. I want to go take a look at Spain out over here. 92 reasons? Okay. That's a fair number of reasons, so we don't really have a way to do that. We can lose some prestige here. And of course, we're heading down to deal with these zealots. No problem there. Our fort here should have prevented any issues there. Wonderful. Yeah, separatist sentiment is deeply unsurprising. It's going to take a while to get all of these cores made. We are full on... Ooh, hang on. Who do we want to rival here? It's got to be Austria. Okay, there we go. So we're currently at negative 0.04 diplomatic reputation, right? Most of that is due to our overextension. So we're going to be very negative with our diplomatic power once we get that overextension dealt with. It is, however, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see if these guys are serious about this coalition or not. Without Lithuania, they don't have a way in. They don't have a way to do this. With Lithuania, it's still going to be tough for them. So we'll see how that ends up going. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.